Hi everybody and welcome to another exciting episode of the Ungrownups video transmission. I'm your host Mark, and today we're going to be taking a look at two of the newest figures from Hasbro's G.I. Joe Retaliation line. Now, first and foremost, you'll notice that these do not appear to be figures that showed up in the film, and they're not. Right now, Hasbro is only releasing G.I. Joe Retaliation movie toys, so any G.I. Joe figures they put out are not going to have a separate branding. They're going to fall under the G.I. Joe Retaliation banner. You can see, of course, the Rock and Snake Eyes at the top. But these are two figures that were shown well over a year ago at the 2012 Toy Fair, and it is a very classic looking Storm Shadow and a very classic looking Cobra Commander. Now, both of these figures come with extra bits and bobs that are completely unnecessary. Cobra Commander here comes with a backpack that's got like 3 copter blades, and Storm Shadow here comes with this huge backpack that it's got wings on it, but I also think there's some sort of it says ninja fighting action, so I don't know if like you push a button and he like spins or whatever, but those two pieces of, accessories are just going in the trash. Don't want them. But these are figures that very well could have fit in with and desperately were needed in the G.I. Joe 25th anniversary line. I don't know if these are just early preview figures of what's to come in their 30th anniversary line. Not sure, but these are some fantastic figures. This is probably the single greatest Storm Shadow figure they've made in the last 10 years, if you don't count the extremely hard to find Storm Shadow that came out under their G.I. Joe Renegade line when that TV show was on. That was an awesome, awesome Storm Shadow, come with the red sash, 2 heads, looked absolutely fantastic and was ridiculously hard to find. You want to know how hard to find that figure was? Go on eBay, do a search for G.I. Joe Renegade Storm Shadow, and you'll see that those figures are still anywhere from $45 to $65, which I refuse to pay. The one downside to that figure was his arms were completely covered. Of course, this is the classic, G.I. Joe from our time with the sleeveless vest, which looks fantastic. This figure also comes with a second head. It is of Storm Shadow with his hood off and his just face and hair, revealed. So that's really cool. Over here to Cobra Commander, you can see he is holding a pistol in his hand. Maybe you can see that. Maybe that glares in the way, but he is holding a pistol, and it looks very reminiscent of the rounded barrel pistol that he actually came with when we were kids that kind of fit on his back. Fantastic helmeted version of Cobra Commander, and the helmet is all chrome. I know that's kind of hard to see. We'll look at it when we get him opened, but he also comes with the hooded head with the eyes sculpted in, so that's absolutely fantastic. You can, once and for all settle your own personal debate on whether or not Cobra Commander should have the hood or the helmet. Me personally, I enjoyed the helmet. That's me. But, that's where I stand. I also don't mind Storm Shadow being on the good guy team either. So, anyway, flipping around here on the back, you can see not a lot about the figure. They don't tell you a lot about the figure. There's a small little bio in the top of each corner, but they don't mention the extra heads or the extra accessories. So, sort of leaving a lot to be informed about on the back of these packages. You can see that comes with Cobra Commander, a Budo Samurai Warrior, Snake Eyes, Cobra Combat Ninja, Conrad Duke Hauser, it looks like he is from the movie, Firefly, and Joe Colton, which of course is our very first G.I. Joe line scale Bruce Willis action figure, which is fantastic. But these were the two that I really wanted because I'm a classic G.I. Joe buff, love the old figures, have every one of the 25th anniversary line, so I was so happy to see these guys come out. I'd pre-ordered them, couldn't wait for them to get here. So these are two absolutely fantastic figures. Let's go ahead and get them opened up and out of the package and just take a closer look at how awesome they really are. Okay, now that we have Ultimate Storm Shadow and Cobra Commander opened up and out of their package, you can see that they come with quite a bit of accessories, and most of them are kind of unnecessary, to be honest. Cobra Commander here comes with what is basically called a Cobra Fang Backpack. It very much has the look of, the old Cobra Fang single-person helicopters that were in the original toy line, and it's got a little feature to where you push the button in here on the side, and the propeller wings on the very top spin, which is kind of cool. And the missiles, while they are not removable, there is a compartment here that kind of opens up, and underneath, as you can see, are 2 bright blue translucent plastic grenades or bombs or whatever. And so, you could sort of pretend that they're sort of filled with whatever nasty, like, Cobra chemical agent that you would like. But, so there's the backpack feature that comes with Cobra Commander. Again, kind of neat, but also not really necessary. And for Storm Shadow, he comes with something a little less cool. This thing right here is actually a harness for Storm Shadow. You put this on his back. It comes with fold out like jet wings. Not sure what this thing does, but there's also a little plunger here on the back. And sorry, this is blurry because it's not in focus right here. But you basically push that in and the harness moves. So if you were to put Storm Shadow on this and put him in some sort of crazy ninja pose, this would help spin him around and put him in different ninja poses. Again, something that they feel the need to sort of fill the package with, but again, something that we definitely don't need when these two figures are stellar and stand out on their own. So why don't we zoom in and take a look at each figure individually. Okay, taking a look at Storm Shadow here. If anybody remembers the Storm Shadow that was released last year in the GI, or maybe even before that, the G.I. Joe Renegades line, there was a Storm Shadow that was released that was extremely hard to find. He had long white sleeves down both of his arms. They weren't exposed like the classic figure, but he came with a lot of accessories. This figure comes with just about all of those accessories. The only accessory that figure had that this one does not was a single sheath sword, whereas this figure comes with a double sheath sword. I think that one did too, but I think he also came with an additional one that either hooked on his waist or just on his back. And while the simplicity of that single sword would have been very nice to include, I think I would have rather had it than everything that this figure comes with. I think this guy comes with everything else. So that's really cool. If you ever felt like you missed out on that figure, definitely hit up BigBadToyStore.com and get this guy if he's still available, because he is absolutely fantastic. So you'll also see, so that's what this is. There's a pack of more weapons, extra size, throwing knives, throwing stars, all kinds of little things, an extra comma in here that look, I mean, there's just a ton of like little teeny tiny accessories that come in this pack right here. Also loose in the pack is a fan, which is kind of cool, but I don't think I'll ever use it. And also the head. Now this is the guy who this head sculpt looks a lot like, and I'm probably going to butcher his name, but Byung Hong Lee, the guy who played Storm Shadow in the movies. I'm so sorry for butchering that name. And you can actually just pop this guy's head right off and pop that head on. But I got to tell you, that's probably not ever gonna live on my shelf like that. But it is kind of neat to see the modern actor's head sculpt on the classic figure's body. So that is kind of cool to see. And spinning around here on the back, you can see that he does come with a backpack that has two swords that are able to go in and out. The sheath, the quiver actually comes with arrows. Sorry if you guys can hear my littlest guy in the background. I'm watching him while the wife is out. The quiver does come with arrows, only one of which is removable, and he's got a bow. So I mean, quite kitted out with the amount of accessories that any ninja or assassin would need. So I'm definitely gonna strip off all the armor and all of the accessories and just get this guy down to his bare necessities and change the head sculpt out and zoom in and take a closer look at this guy's head sculpt. Okay, zooming in here on Storm Shadow, you can see that there's a lot of detail and a lot of care that's been paid to this to the attention of the detail on this figure. One of the things I did want to show was that the sash he was wearing at the beginning of the review is removable. It's just another added detail. That comes right off. Really easy. Just pop the head off, pull an arm up, slide it right off. Very nice. You can see where he's got an upper ab crunch right there at the top. Very nice detailing on the folds and wrinkles in his shirt, and even in the vein work on his arms and muscles. Looks very, very nice. You can even see they've sculpted in some anger lines on the top of the head above the eyes, which are fantastic, making him really look like he's angry and grimacing underneath that mask. Just absolutely love it. The other head sculpt is nice. The paintwork could be a little bit better. It gets a little sloppy in the hair, but it's definitely meant to be the actor from the G.I. Joe films that portrays Storm Shadow. But again, not a fan of the films. Not a fan. I mean, I thought Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes were nicely realized in the films, but I'm just not a fan, so won't be using this head sculpt like at all. So some of the nicer detail that they have on this guy, the sash here on the belt, which is really nice. Some of the way the bandages or the wraps look around his wrist and forearms looks absolutely fantastic. And I like that they've even given him like the separated toe and the ninja boot on both of the feet. Just absolutely fantastic. Pretty generic dog tag bases, but at least they don't have the G.I. Joe logo from the film. So yeah, just dude looks absolutely fantastic. I always wanted the Renegade version of Storm Shadow that came out last year or the year before. Was really upset that I never got my hands on him. But now that I have this guy, I'm never looking back. I'm never looking at that Renegade figure. We'll never track him down because this is the Storm Shadow that will live on my desk forever. He is fantastic. So let's take a closer look at Cobra Commander. So, taking a look at Cobra Commander here, you can see that this guy is pure 80s nostalgia through and through. I love the helmeted version. I also like the hooded version sometimes, but the helmeted version is my definitive classic version of Cobra Commander. Maybe that's because it was a toy that I had first, that I really fell in love with before, because the cartoon, you really use the hooded version a lot. I'm not sure. I really hope that we get some more of these just pure 80s nostalgic classic versions of G.I. Joe characters, because my favorite was Zartan. I'd love to get a new version of him. So, taking a look at this guy, you can see that instead of just having the ever-molded knife on his leg, he actually has a knife that actually comes out of the sheath, which is really cool. We'll take a look at closer in a minute. He does come with his pistol. The old figure, you could plug it into his back. This one you can't, but it still looks the same. And he does come with that very nice helmet and hood. And we'll look at both of those when we zoom in on the head sculpts. But turning around here on the back, guy's just absolutely fantastic. I even love the gray, very nice pocketed and pouched utility belt that he's got on. Just everything about this figure is absolutely fantastic, and definitely why these two figures had to be the only Joes that I've bought in the last 2 or 3 years. So why don't we zoom in and take a closer look at the head sculpt and some of the detail that Hasbro's packed into this figure. Okay, so zooming in here, you can see lots of reflections in this actually, vac metallized chrome faceplate that he has here. You actually see a lot of reflections in there. You can see my hand reflected, so it is a very nice touch by doing the chrome. You can see here how you can just lift the helmet right off. You get a full chrome dome all the way around, which is very nice. While we're at it, let's just go ahead and remove the head here. There we go, and you can see that the hooded head sculpt was given just as much love. You can see there nice folds and drape lines, very scary Cobra Commander eyes peering out, always wanting to know what he looked like. It was absolutely cool. Look at the way it bunches up on the back. Very nice hood. It just drapes very nicely. So even though it's not my favorite version, it's probably one of the better hooded Cobra Commander figures that we've ever gotten. Nice big Cobra logo there on the chest, and you can see some more of that nice detail in the gray pouches that are on his utility belt. And like I said, the knife, which is always, even in the classic figure, has always been just painted on his leg, actually comes out of the sheath. So just a very nice touch. Just Hasbro just really showing that they're doing some nice things here with these classic figures. Taking a closer look at the pistol that he comes with, you can see it's got that very classic shape that the old one did. Really, really like that. Very nice. Very reminiscent of the pistol he had that came with the figure when we were kids. Very, very nice there. Why don't we zoom back out and take a final look at both Cobra Commander and Storm Shadow. Okay, so, just trying to show off some of the posability here. Not wanting to go through all of the articulation points. Both of the figures come with double jointed knees, which is absolutely fantastic. They come with a huge ball joint on each of the ankles. I say huge, but it's huge that they included it, not that it's a big joint. And both of the figures, believe it or not, at 3 3/4 inch, both come with ankle rocker joints, which is fantastic. It's an articulation point that I couldn't have imagined that they would have included. Both have ball jointed shoulders, single joint on the elbows, and swivels on the wrist, and 360-degree movement on the heads. Not a lot of up and down. But because both heads are removable, you do get some more articulation points there than normal. I would say that basically my only complaint about these figures is because of the articulation and the way that the heels are sort of sculpted. with that ball joint there, it doesn't leave a lot of room for the foot peg to actually go all the way into the foot. And so, both of these figures, it may be hard to tell from here, but they're just barely plugged into that base. I'm very, very happy that a base was actually included, because I think G.I. Joe figures need them to stand up properly when displayed. But these guys do have a particularly bad time sort of connecting to that base. But other than that, these figures are absolutely fantastic. Good luck finding them in stores. I hope that they're going to be readily available. Our G.I. Joe selection here in our town is absolutely horrendous, no matter where we go, whether it's whether it's Toys R Us, Walmart, Target. They're just really hard to find. And so I knew that when I saw these guys, that the only way I was going to get them was to go ahead and pre-order them. I did get them through BigBadToyStore.com. There'll be a link below. But because I'd missed out on the Storm Shadow from Renegades, I definitely didn't want to miss out on this classic version. So that's why I went ahead and got them. They're called Ultimate Storm Shadow and Ultimate Cobra Commander if you're searching for them on any other toy sites. So be sure to click the links below to check them out if you want to try to get them from bbts.com, which I highly recommend. So that's going to about do it for this review. Hope you dug it, and if so, please like, comment, or subscribe. If you'd like to join the conversation, hit us up at facebook.com/ungrownups. Check out our Twitter feed, and be sure to check out our podcast, which is new every 2 weeks, over at ungrownups.com or iTunes. So until next time, peace.